Hi, and welcome everybody to this live product demonstration webinar to showcase our latest software release, Easy Platform version 3.1, ahead of the planned launch later this month. Just a quick reminder before we begin today, that today's session is being recorded and we'll make the on-demand version available for you via email and on our website. First, some introductions for today's speakers. My name is Tom Banks and I'm a product marketing manager here at Ibexa. Leading the product demonstration today, we have Sylvain Guitin, Ibexa's Director of Product Management, together with Supriya Bhagava, one of our product managers, and Bertrand Dunegier, Technical Product Manager. We're really excited to show you some great new features and improvements the product team have been working hard on for version 3.1. Together with our recent company rebrand to Ibexa, this release continues the Easy Platform journey to evolve beyond our traditional content and publishing roots into a digital experience platform, or DXP. This includes work to better integrate our commerce and personalization capabilities into Easy Platform, with the aim of empowering businesses to deliver more seamless digital experiences at every stage of their customer journey. And of course, we haven't forgotten to make some great updates and improvements to our existing capabilities. So let's get ready to jump into the demo. Before we do, please remember to submit any questions you have during the presentation, and we'll try to answer them during the question and answer session at the end. And now, please welcome Sylvain to get us underway.
Thank you, Tom. I'm very, as you said, I'm also excited about this 3.1 release that we will put live in few days. So you explained 3.0. We were on 2.5 and we did this migration to 3.0, improving the core content and the development platform. It has been a long journey from moving from essentially Symfony 3 to Symfony 5, and currently what we are doing is the same for the commerce part that is coming with 3.1 and some improvements also, but the commerce part will benefit from Symfony 5, and I will explain that very soon. And indeed, the last step that we'll do this summer after 3.1 will be the target of 3.2 with the integration of personalization. We have this solution in the product offering, and I'm very happy to have like all those components, all those pillars that this is also the word that we use, integrated into the system, into Easy Platform. So let's have a look at the release cycle as we, I mean, nothing changed, nothing really new regarding the previous releases that we've made in the past. We are still on the quarter cycle, a release every quarter. So we did 3.0 in March 2020. 3.1 will be coming in few days, and we target, maybe for some of you it's new, we target to have a 3.2 long-term support in September. It means that for our customers, they will benefit from a long-term support release already in September. So with the fully integrated DXP with content, commerce, and personalization that we will support for a few years. So this is we are also excited about this long-term support release that is coming this year. And then after we will explore what will be our strategy about like this new market of B2B positioning that we take, and we will look if we do a 3.3 or 4.0 and so on, but we'll keep the same release cycle that we have been doing for a long time now. So now it's time to look at the demo and the features that are coming in 3.1. And indeed, the biggest part is commerce. What I've been mentioning in the first slide is that we are now we have Easy Commerce directly integrated in Easy Platform 3.1. It's a component that can be installed with Easy Platform. A lot of work has been done by the engineering, like amazing work regarding the migration from Symfony 3 to Symfony 5. The same things that we did with Easy Platform from 2.5 to 3.0. And actually, this work is done. This is covered, and the commerce is fully operated on Symfony 5. What we did also is this component commerce was using a different front-end framework from the administration interface, and for integrators, for developers, we wanted to provide the exact same experience when you customize, when you extend the admin interface. If you want to add a tab, if you want to add a page or a submenu, that will be this exact same experience that you already have in Easy Platform 2.5 or Easy Platform 3.0. This is the same framework. This is Bootstrap 4.4. So nothing new for you as integrators to learn. So, and it's very good news. So you will save time in implementation here. One last thing that I wanted to mention is like the migration from 2.5 will be easy, because there is it's like migrating from 2.5 to 3.0. No extra step, no additional changes. It's exactly the same scope for the product that for commerce that you had in Easy Commerce 2.5 to Easy Platform with Commerce 3.1. Same scope, same features. So the migration will be simple. Let's have a look at the product capabilities here, because again, I lost my cursor. Yeah. So this is where I install Commerce, Easy Platform 3.1 with Commerce. It's a beta. It's not the final. So this is what you get when you install Commerce. It's what we call the clean install, and you have like the same content architecture. You will have a new entry in your administration interface. I created a very simple content architecture, and I created a product list, a few products, chairs, sofas, and shelves that you can browse here. And this is when you install Commerce, those are the features that you have out of the box. So you have the basket, you have the wish list, compare products, compare product, quick order, store basket, the checkout experience is also included, the registration, everything is out of the box. So you don't have to customize it. If you can customize, you can definitely customize it if you need, but those features are coming out of the box. And as you can see, I created a few products. So the default products, product content types, it's coming with some fields that you can also use or not, but they are also coming with the clean install, so you can customize your product like you customize also content types. And this is where it's easy to tell the story with content and commerce, where you have a single content repository for your products, for your content item. It can be a news, blog, any resources that you want to put. It can be brochures, for your technical specification for the product, you can fully benefit from the content repository of Easy Platform. So I can show you what how it looks like. It's nothing new. It's exactly the same as before. So now I'm logged in as a user of the platform, and I can indeed buy some shares, or sorry, this one with the stock. So I can buy 2. I add them to the basket. I can also have, if I take also a shelf, I take the SKU. I have the quick order. I can also put the SKU, put 1, and refresh quick order, and then order were processed, and I can add that to the basket. I can go to the basket. I will, this item is not available, so I remove it. And I go to the checkout. So again, this is everything coming out of the box. So I'm just filling out the form. I put the same delivery address. I decide express delivery. Everything is customizable here. I accept the term and condition, and I purchase. And then this, so then my order was placed. Everything, you can print it. This is also possible. And as a web shop owner, I have like an overview of what is available on my shop, and I can manage my shop. So you have some information, global information, the number of sales. You have like a recap per shop, per currency, number of orders, the products, what are the products that are popular, the best sellers, everything here. There is no custom development. This is really out of the box when you install the product. Then you have the order management, and I just put an order. You can, this install is not connected to an ERP, but you can transfer this order to an ERP. Today we support SAP and Microsoft Dynamics. We plan to improve that in the future, but you can manage all your invoices in your ERP and transfer exactly everything automatically, or force the transfer to your ERP. Price and stock management. This is also after you have some configuration settings. I don't want to spend too much time on this. You can customize the shop, the settings of your shop by site accesses. You have a control center to see the emails that have been sent. If you have an ERP, you will have, if it's connected to an ERP, you will have an extra tab to have the access of the logs to the ERP and the processes of the ERP. And the last thing is the price and stock management that I wanted to show you. So you have, you can download, you can upload your prices. You can also update the stocks and the shipping cost. I will. This is interesting because I wanted to show you a way to, for instance, to give a discount. Yeah, maybe I should have show you this. So this, I'm logged in as a Jura. So and I will show you that Jura is belongs to a user group that is the user group A, and this user group has a discount price. So the base price is 99, but the offer price is 79. So Jura, you will have this custom prices. If I log out from and I'm browsing the website as anonymous, you will see that the price is 89, sorry, because I define a price discount for my shop for all the customers. If I remove it and I save it, if I refresh here, then it would be 99. That is the base price of this product. So a lot of features, basic features of commerce. You have the same thing for the stock management and the shipping costs. So this is running on Easy Platform 3.1, and you will benefit from all those commerce features if you install platform with commerce. What is coming next? What is coming next with commerce? We know that the installation is not easy of commerce in 2.5, and we plan to improve that and benefit from Symphony Flex, where commerce will be just a component or a bundle or package that you install on top of Easy Platform Enterprise Edition. So very simple to install, smooth process to install all our products. This is what is coming in the next releases, and I'm very excited about that. A few things that will come in 3.2 also, so Symphony Flex, but also everything that I showed you, the checkout, the basket, this is all the front-end features, the quick orders and so on, will be recoded and will benefit from a more, right now it's using Foundation front-end framework as a front-end framework, but we want to make it more flexible and more customizable for everyone using commerce or building project with commerce. So we'll record a lot of this to make sure that 3.2 is coming with our long-term support release is coming with a simple way to install commerce and customize it. Yeah, that's about it. And now I will give the stage to Supriya, and she will talk about Site Factory.
Thank you, Sylvain. That was great. Let me share my screen. So I'll be presenting a few editorial features and improvements that we've done in 3.1, starting with Site Factory. As you all know, that Site Factory, we introduced Site Factory in version 3.0, but since then we've made some significant improvements. The first one being a site skeleton. So a developer can create a content architecture which will be used as a starting point by an editor to spin off a website. The second one is a parent location of the site. So while creating a website, an editor can decide where this website should be created in the content architecture. And the third one, now we have more granular permissions. Some of the permissions are site view, edit, delete, and change status. So let me just jump into the demo. So you see the dashboard. Now I have site. Let me go to my site list. And I'm going to create a new site. So, Umbrella Corp. So I have a reseller site, and I have a pre-selected location sites. Maybe I want to change it, so I'm going to select something else. So I have a new folder, which is reseller sites. So I want to organize all my reseller sites under this folder. So I'm going to say, check this. So all my sites, this site will be created under reseller sites. And I have another option, this toggle button, where I can opt to use the existing site skeleton associated with this design, or I can just create an empty site. So let's go to, so I'm going to select use the site skeleton. And I've entered the domain name. So it's umbrella dot the website domain. And I'm going to add a language. And yeah, then let's create it. So I have, as you see, now I have Umbrella Corp, which is live. So let's go back and look at the content architecture. So just to show you, so the site skeleton is under admin. So let me show you. So this is the site skeleton. So I have a reseller home and the 3 folders underneath. And when I go back to the content structure, you will see that there's a new site which was created under reseller sites, and it will have the same content architecture. So it'll have the reseller home, which is the landing, the home page, and the 3 folders. So what's the benefit? I mean, the most obvious benefit is you can easily spin off a website within a few minutes and significantly reduce the time to market. And what's coming next for Site Factory is you will be able to create users and the user groups while creating the website. So it will be in the same flow. Some other minor improvements that will come are pagination on the site list view, and also bulk delete of websites. Moving on to the next feature, some of the editor improvements that we've done. The first one is version compare. So now we support image, content relation, media, matrix, and image asset. What's coming next for version compare is page and form. So this is a really great improvement that we've done, is the way we handle field group, not just in content view or content edit, but also at the permission level. So now you can have view and edit permissions per field group, and this is an enterprise feature. And let me show you how the field grouping is done in the content view and edit mode. So now, as you see, I have a product Atwood's chair, and it has 2 field groups, which is content and metadata. So now, so you can collapse, expand, and also when you go in and edit this chair, you'll see that you have new tabs now which relate to the field group. So now it's easier for the editors to switch over the field groups rather than scrolling all the way down to get to maybe metadata if they just want to change one single field. And it's now quicker for editors and more efficient. And so let's go back. And I think one of the, especially with the permission in place for field groups, one of the biggest, I think, impacts would be on workflows. They make it more flexible. So if you have a specific user that can maybe add only SEO information, so you give them permission to only edit the SEO fields and not the other fields. So I think this makes the workflow tool really, really powerful. Let's move on to the next one. Some other admin UI updates that we've done. The first one is filtering blocks in the element menu. So as you see in the screen, this image, that we've added a small filter field where you can type and get to your block very quickly. As we understand that a lot of projects have custom blocks, it could be a really long list. And I think this significantly improves how quickly the editor can get to the block and be able to go ahead with the page editing. The second one is managing URL wildcards. Also save incomplete draft. And we have another mode in Universal Discovery widget, which is viewing your content in content tree. And the last is find content in trash. So I'm going to demo some of the features. So let's talk about managing wildcard URL. So now we have a new link under admin, which is URL management. So what we've done is we've moved the link manager, which was previously under content tab, at the same level as the URL wildcards. So with the URL wildcards, you'll be able to create a URL alias. For example, what I've created here is a /pictures, and the destination is media and images. So you can create, either forward or direct. So based on what your setup is, it'll redirect to the alias or take you to the destination URL. Next up was saving an incomplete draft. So I'm going to create a new, I'm sorry about this. Just a second. So I'm going to create a new article and say, so as you see, that intro is a required field, but what I can do is I can save, and this saves as an incomplete, as a draft, and I can go back, leave the screen. So I can access this draft through my admin UI. And I think this is a great feature, especially when you have something you're working in progress and you don't have to fill out all the required fields before saving your work. And yeah, let's delete this. So that was saving incomplete draft. I'm just going to show you the quick content tree. So you can see that you can view your content architecture in the tree view. And final is the content, finding content in trash. I won't be able to demo that, but I'd just like to mention a couple of things there. You can filter your content by content type, section, creation date, and creator name. And also, in addition to that, what we've done is we've exposed the sent to trash date in the table, so you will be able to sort by sent to trash date. And that is the end of my presentation, and I'm going to hand it over to Bertrand. Just a second.
Yes, thank you, Supriya. So, thank you, Sylvain. Thank you, Supriya, again. I will be talking to you mostly about search today, and I will actually go to the right place. Because we have spent a lot of energy on search for this release. And I will start with the smallest features to end up with the largest ones. So first, we now have a built-in search frontend. So until now, whenever you needed to implement a search interface for a front-end website, you had to develop your own by writing a controller, writing templates, and so on. It will be no longer the case starting with that release. If you go to the search route, you will get a search form that you can see on the right. It's generated based on contents, and when executed, it will, well, return search results. It is still being developed and finalized. The goal, once it is complete, is to make it customizable so that you can arrange it any way you need for your projects, and reuse it over various projects. So the goal is obviously to reduce maintenance, reduce the time you need to develop such a feature. We believe it was long due, and it is a good thing that we finally added that. So I will briefly show you the results, even though there is absolutely nothing surprising. So here we have this search. We are still working on the look and feel for the clean install at least. But here, if I search for, let's say, platform, because it's a clean install that doesn't have much, you can see that we are getting search results as expected. And there really isn't much to add about it, because we know that we can't deliver a solution that will fit all of you. What we can deliver is a solution you can adapt to make it fit your own use cases. So that's for the built-in search front end. We have a few ideas for what will follow on this. We want to integrate it to the page builder by means of a search block that you can drop in pages to configure it based on a page and to easily integrate such a widget. And about widgets, we want to add a front-end search widget system that would, for instance, make it easy to integrate a search box like in the top menu of a site, or a more complex one on a side column without having to implement it from scratch again. So that is for the built-in search for the front end. Next feature is the filtering API. So this one will have less impact when it comes to implementing projects and front ends, but it is important from a back office perspective. So the filtering API is like the search API. It is used to filter content items based on their properties, but without using the search index. So it does not use Solr or, that's a spoiler, Elasticsearch. It behaves like the current search API. You can see that it uses criteria. It allows to sort in a very similar, with a very similar wording, but it uses the database. And this fixes one major issue that we had when we were using search in the back office. It was desynchronization. By essence, a search index like Solr's is asynchronous. It may take a few seconds, sometimes more, depending on the complexity, when something is changed to reflect it in the index, meaning that newly added or modified items may not be up to date in the back office, or deleted items may still show up. And that was a major concern for us. Now that we have this API, we will be able to adapt it and use it for in the back office, in the sub-items list, the content tree, or the universal discovery widget. The goal is to have a consistent back office when it comes to what is returned everywhere in it. So it is not really meant to be used on the front end, even though it is possible because it is a public API. But whenever you will work on back office extensions that list content allocations and maybe products in any way, this is what you want to use instead of the search API. The search API is meant for searching, not for filtering things. And last but not least, well, I don't have demo for this one because it doesn't really go beyond what you saw here. When executing this, it will return the items that match the criteria sorted the way that was requested. And the last piece is Elasticsearch support. So starting from Easy Platform 3.1, you can use Elasticsearch 7.7 and above instead of Solr or the database for search. So the feature is compatible with Elastic Cloud. It can already be used, and it is also supported on Easy Platform Cloud. it is simple to enable. On a basic instance, it's only about switching the search engine from Solr to Elasticsearch, sending the configuration with the documented command, and reindexing your content. And from that point, every search result will be returned from Elasticsearch itself. So the benefits are, in a way, fairly obvious. First, it was requested fairly often, and that is alone a good reason to do it. Then also it was requested because it is easier to develop with than Solr and easier to debug. And also because it is better than Solr at working with structured documents that are related to each other and tree structures, while Solr is more efficient for text search, which we believe is a bit less important when it comes to using our DXP. So for this one, I would like to show it to you. So what I have here, I have, well, actually 2 Elasticsearch instances running in Docker. I'm going to use this one that is running on port 9200, and I will run a search in the back office because it's used in the back office. So I won't search for couch, but for no, sofa will be better. Thank you. So we get search results, and obviously it looks exactly the same that it looked before because it's a search engine connectivity framework. It just searches and indexes using another backend. So I will have to go a bit more technical to show that it actually uses Elasticsearch. Here in the debugging profiler, we can see that a request was sent to search, and that the request was sent to this port 9200, the Elasticsearch port we saw earlier. You can also see that it is fast. It took 0.05 seconds on a non-optimized search index to get the results. So in this regard, it won't be like much faster than Solr, but it is fast and scalable. That is what matters in the end. And I believe that is all I have to say about Elasticsearch. It's big in itself because the search engine is a big feature in our product, and Elasticsearch now works with it.
Okay, so thank you, Supriya, Bertrand, Sylvain. I think that's the demonstration part finished. So I think it's time to move on to the question and answer. So we've had a few questions come in. So let me just dig out the first one. So the first one is related to search. So the first question is, how can I migrate from Solr to Elasticsearch?
It is actually fairly simple. All you need to do is first configure connectivity to Elasticsearch. So it can be either very simple or there is a wide array of configuration directives to set it up. And then there are two commands, one to send the configuration we use to Elasticsearch, and then index. And that's it. It's about rebuilding your index that was previously on Solr on Elasticsearch. Okay. That's about it.
Fantastic. And search is obviously a very popular topic because the next question is also about Elasticsearch. So we have a question, what are the supported facets for Elasticsearch?
Well, that's a delicate topic. For the time being, we have limited support for facets. We support faceting on content types, on creator, and on dates. Well, that's it. So Solr and Elastic both support them, but we have decided to move forward on supporting facets. So for the LTS, we hope to be able to fully support facets, including on fields. And in that case, they will be supported independently of the search engine for both Solr and Elastic.
Okay, and then there's another follow-up question around Elasticsearch. So there's a question about, is it supported for Community Edition or is it just for the Enterprise Edition?
It is an enterprise feature.
Okay, fantastic. And so the next question is around version compare. And it's a question asking, will version compare be available for user accounts?
No, because we don't support versioning for user account.
Brilliant. And then another question that we have that is just following up on search again, in fact. So the question is, does the filtering API support all criteria that are available for search API, or are there any limitations?
So there is one major limitation. It doesn't and will not support full text search because it's a filtering API. If you need to run a full text search, you should use the search API. It is, of course, still possible to filter like on text fields and look for given word in a field, but not for like everything that contains this word anywhere. There are also a few fields that are not yet supported. I don't have the list here, but it's a limited list. And our goal is to support them all in the future.
Okay, fantastic.
So we started with like the important metadata, like the type, the section, 3 properties, and so on.
Okay, and then we have one last question, I think, related to site skeleton. So I think this is for you, Supriya. So the question is, who's the intended user to manage site skeleton? Should it be a developer or should it be an admin, a marketeer?
So a developer will create a site skeleton, but an editor may be able to edit. But the creation is always by a developer. And of course, you need to have permissions to edit.
Okay, great. And another question that's just come in. So will Bootstrap replace React on the Easy backend?
I can answer this question. Not really. They are not the same purposes. We put Bootstrap in the backend to speed up the development for our internal development, but also for the you as an integrator. And we include React components when we need more interactivity or more when we want to build a better user experience. With I can mention some of the components that are like the multi-file upload or universal discovery widget that are React components where you need more interaction, more advanced interface. So Bootstrap cannot cover everything on those elements.
Okay, fantastic. And so another follow-up question around site skeletons. So just around who manages them and sets them up. So the question is, do site skeletons really have to be created by a developer? Because admin users or marketeers should be able to create content structure. What's the difference here?
Actually, I wanted to elaborate on that question a tiny bit. What needs to be done by a developer is configuring that a site skeleton is used by a given site type and mapping which designs will apply to it. Then when it comes to creating the structure itself, it is very feasible for any editor to actually add items to a skeleton. But then it is important to remember that anything like which type and which structure is added to a skeleton will have to work with the configured design. And that is where a developer might be required. But once the root of a skeleton is created, anything can be added to it, like to any content structure, without having to call for a developer.
Okay, and I think that might be the last of the questions. So thank you very much for today. I think that's about all we have time for. Just as a final word, as an important reminder, we do love your feedback. So if you have any further questions from today's demonstration or any feedback about what you would like to see in Easy Platform, you can reach the product team by either dropping us an email with your comments to productmanagement@ibexa.co, or you can check out our product roadmap resource at portal.productboard.com/easyproduct. And there you can submit your comments and requests. So once again, on behalf of the whole team here at Ibexa, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.